Alright, we're going to do another worksheet where we perform two-step inequalities, and I'm again going to have you do your work on a separate piece of paper. So just like last time, I'll do the first 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll show you how to show your work, and I'll show you how to graph the inequalities, and then I'll have you do the rest on your own. Alright, so just like last time, we're going to do our work on a separate piece of paper. So I'm going to rewrite it on this piece of paper. First one is negative 16 is greater than or equal to 4 minus 5h. So to solve this one, our variable is here, 5h, negative 5h. So I'm going to get rid of this 4 here first. So I'm going to do the opposite operation. So since this is a positive 4, I'm going to subtract 4 there. Negative 16 minus 4 is negative 20. So negative 20 is greater than or equal to negative 5h. Can't forget about that negative sign in front of the 5h. You might think this is a subtraction sign, but subtraction and negatives are the same thing. So this, you want to carry down this entire term here, negative 5h. Alright, so the negative 5, or the h is being multiplied by negative 5. So we want to undo that operation. The opposite of multiply is divide. So we're going to divide by that negative 5 on both sides. Cancel out here. So we get h. On the left side, I get negative 20 divided by 5, which is positive 4. These, when you're dividing, when they have the same sign, the answer is positive. So since these are both negative numbers, my answer will be positive. Now since I divided by a negative here, I need to remember to flip the symbol. I'll remind you again. When dividing or multiplying by a negative number, flip the symbol. Don't forget to flip the symbol. So instead of h being less than, h is going to be greater than 4. Alright, so what does that look like on the graph? So here's my answer. So I'll show you how to graph it. So my inequality symbol is less than or equal to. So I'm going to have a closed dot, since my answer could possibly include 4. So I'm going to go to 4, and I'll have a shaded in circle. It says h is greater than or equal to 4, so I'm going to shade to the right. Shade to the right. So that's where the numbers that are greater than 4 are. So it could be equal to 4, so I shade in a circle at 4, but it also could be greater than 4, so I shade to the right. Alright, so that's number 1. Number 2, I will rewrite, separate piece of paper. 6r plus 4 is less than 46. Okay, so to solve this, I first subtract from both sides to cancel out that plus 4 there. So I get 42 on the right, 6r on the left, just carrying that down. And I'll carry down my inequality symbol as well. So 6r is less than 42 is what I have so far. Now, the r is being multiplied by 6, so I want to do the opposite operation. So I'm going to divide by 6. So I get r on one side is less than 42 divided by 6, which is positive 7. So that's my answer. R is less than 7. Okay, so to graph that, here's my answer for number 2. I'm going to find 7 on the number line, and I'm going to draw an open circle because my number cannot include 7. R is less than 7. So I'm going to shade to the left because that's where the numbers that are less than 7 are. So it's an open circle at 7 because it's less than, and then I'm shading to the left because it's less than. So that is number 2. Number 3. I have 3 minus 6f is less than 69. Okay. So I want to get the negative 6f by itself. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides first to get rid of that 3. 69 minus 3 is 66. Copy everything else down. Again, I want to carry down this whole term here, including that negative. So make sure you don't forget to include that negative here. So I have negative 6f is less than 66. So that's my first step. Second step is to look at what's happening to f. F is being multiplied by negative 6. So I want to divide by negative 6. So those cancel out. I get f on one side. And then 66 divided by negative 6 is negative 11. Again, here I'm dividing by negative 6 here. So I need to flip the symbol. So instead of f less than, I have f is greater than. And my answer is negative 11. F is greater than negative 11. So that's number 3. Alright, so what does that look like on the graph? F is greater than negative 11. So negative 11, I'm going to have an open circle because it's greater than, doesn't include negative 11, so I'm not going to shade it in. F is greater than negative 11, so I'm going to shade to the right. Greater than, shade to the right. Alright, so there's number 3. Number 4. Number 4. Negative 3 plus p over 4 is less than or equal to negative 9. Alright. So I want to get p by itself. So first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this negative 3 over here. So I'm going to add 3. I'm doing the opposite. Those cancel out and make 0. Negative 9 plus 3 is negative 6. Copying everything else down. Now I have p over 4 is less than or equal to negative 6. So now I look at what's happening to the p. The p is being divided by 4. So I'm going to do the opposite of divide by 4, which is multiply by 4. Those cancel out. So I want to do the same thing on both sides. So I get p by itself is less than or equal to negative 6 times 4. So two numbers, when you multiply and they have different signs, the answer is going to be negative. So I get negative 24. Please use your calculators, however, because you don't want to mess up a bit of arithmetic like this and let that lead you to the wrong answer. So please use your calculators. So p is less than or equal to negative 24 is our answer. So let's look at what that would look like on the graph. So I'm going to go to negative 24, and I'm going to shade it in. It's going to be a shaded in circle, because my answer could possibly include negative 24. But the answer, p, could also be less than negative 24. So I'm going to shade to the left. Less than, shade to the left. So there's the graph of number 4. That's number 4. Alright, let's try one more. I'll have you do the rest on your own. So number 5 is 8 is less than 4 plus x over 3. 8 is less than 4 plus x over 3. Alright, so I'm trying to get the x by itself over here. So first I want to get rid of this positive 4. So I do the opposite. I take 4 away. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do the other side. So I get 4 over here. Copy down the less than symbol. And on the right side I have x over 3. X divided by 3. So now I look at what's happening to my x. The x is being divided by 3, so I'm going to do the opposite of divide by 3, which is multiply by 3. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Those cancel out, so I get x on one side, 3 times 4 on the other side, which is 12, and then I copy down my symbol. I don't have to flip this time because I multiplied up here by a positive number. Multiplied by this positive 3 here, so I don't need to flip my symbol. So my answer is 12 is less than x. So number 5, 12 is less than x. So on the graph, I would have an open circle at 12, and it says x is greater than 12. So I shade to the right. Alright, so that's numbers 1 through 5. Rewind, pause if you need to get that work shown. Show your work just like I showed my work. Do your work on a separate piece of paper. And good luck on the rest. Let's take a look at the rest while we're here. I'm going to tell you number 6 looks like number 1. Or actually, it looks like number 2. Number 6 looks like number 2. Also, number 7 looks like number 2. And I'd say number 8 looks like number 2 as well. Oh, you don't have any division problems over here on the right side. All right, so they're all kind of like number 1, number 2, where you have a variable being multiplied by something, and then either added or subtracted to a number. So on the right side, you're not going to see any ones where you have to undo division like that, like I did. But those examples that I showed you will be good for future reference. So make sure you get all the work down like I did, and make sure you also show all your work for 6 through 10. And good luck.